Everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to the witness. We have 485 plus 67 puzzles solved, and I got these done. So it kind of sucks that we that I'm spending like an hour break, or at least like 20 minutes break between each episode, just trying to figure out these puzzles. Here's the solutions that you have to do so that you can see them from up here, so that you can highlight them. I think we already did this one. And yeah, we already did this one too. So there's still one perception puzzle in this area. And I think what it is I need to run down this way. Then I'm thinking we need to get to the, well, where do I need to get to? To the city. There's doors in the city that have things. See this shadow here? It looks like it might be something. But yeah, that wouldn't make a sense. Of course, we already have this as a puzzle solution. I've already done this. But there's no other way this can go. You go here. That's not a solution. Yeah, there's no way you can see that and that be a rounded end. The only rounded end we have is there. And there's no difference to that. Can't line up with that archway and make a perception puzzle that way, I think. Let's see. It would be really weird if it was through one of these tiny slits that you found the puzzle. I just think that that's really unrealistic. I also want to look at the outside of this building, just make sure that there's not something we can create from our perception there. So I want to just make sure here. Is there going to be one down below? I don't think so. What the obelisk pointed me to last time I looked at it, which was a while ago, was a puzzle that looked very, very squarish. And so I suspect it is something along the lines of these bricks. I thought it might even be these wood flats. I think I just saw a flicker on my screen. I think maybe that was an error, though. If there was lightning in this game, you'd think we would have seen it by now. What would this game be like if it had weather effects? That is an interesting thought. Yeah, it may have just been I walked up a brick and then down one. If there was weather effects in this game, it would be interesting. That is certainly something you could have done more with it. Let's get out of here though. I'm done with this area for a while. Their decision to include the sun in some of the solutions, I think, eliminates the sun as being an possible point of it eliminates weather effects being a possibility, really is what it does. And that's kind of a shame. It would have made this world feel a little bit more alive. More interactive. I'm still not certain they want this world to feel like it's real or alive or interactive. Like, could this be a perception puzzle? A lot of them require you to be... oh, we need to go to the desert, too. So we have these holes for the light. Let's run to the desert, if we can. And in each of these holes, that there were more holes in the desert. And if we follow those holes, maybe we can get to that secret place. But let's go ahead and look here. So diagonally this way there's none more. Oh, this way I already got them all. Good. So I just wasted my time. Over here is the rope. I should get that too. I should just run over there right now and get it. But then over here is this. Let's do that. Let's go get the rope, because that effectively means, come on, run game, run. Holding the control of the run, he's not running. Well, he is running, he's just not moving fast enough by my standards. Alright, let's see. So we gotta go through here, through here, through here. And that indicates to me then that if the rope puzzle is the only puzzle that this thing is pointing to, that circle or a parent perspective puzzle is actually not one. Which is exactly kind of what we needed to see in the game. In fact, that very well may be the point of that being there. It probably is. Oh. Wow. I am an idiot. Look at this. Alright, so this is a mirror thing. But it's also a sound thing. Oh, this is a nightmare. Alright. I think I got that. I'm hoping I've gotten that. Would I need to come get this one though? Darn it. We gotta get this one. Alright. Have to go this way. Have to do this. That puts that there. I could, in theory, go all the way down here and do this. Do this. Pick this up. And ask myself, did I get that? This is like a sound puzzle thing too, though. No, it's the big one, then the small one. So. That. This way, then all the way this way, then this way, I guess. Let's see. Drip, drip, dun. Drip, drip. Let's get that perception puzzle first, and then we'll come back for that. A second. Where is it? I thought it was up here. It is up here. So I need... like this circle to make a smooth enough path to connect here. That one we'd already done here. I knew there was something. Yeah, and right in here has gotta be that that fifth video puzzle. That would be so nice. Let's listen to the sounds. Drop. Whale. Drop. Dun. So if I'm just trying to get this, and only this, is there a way? So I can't hit this one, I can't hit this one. If I can't hit that one, that means I've missed something. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 should be right here. So right here should work. And in theory, I've touched all the pieces. In theory. Let's see. Let's try that. Same puzzle. This way. If I can remember how I did it. This way. This way. This way. What does a hexagon mean? Do they have to be kept separate? If I was gonna try and keep them all separate, how can I do that? How can this side then go about and hit? This is the sound puzzle all over again. Well, that's not gonna work. Maybe we're supposed to avoid the 3 because that would be the only thing that makes sense. How could we, with a duplicator here, how could we? Drip, drip, drop. If we come this way, get these two, come over here, get this one, can't do anything more for that. Come up here, and get that one, and then come down here and get that one. This would get that piece. I've already got that piece. So we get that piece here. Darn. I thought maybe. Well, this would get that piece. And then this would get this piece. And then I would leave the black ones alone. It's always drip, drip. Drop. Maybe it's drop, drip, drip. Dun dun dun. Let's see if it was that. That'd be the solution, wouldn't it? Let's look up the solution. Let's see. See if that one will solve it. If there's anything online for it. So take a moment, listen to it. I'm sure you're screaming at me as far as just what this is. Let's see. I'm just so tone deaf. I've never been able to hold a tune. I guess I can't search the phrase witness boat puzzle. That's not right. Let's see. Witness sunken ship. So there's a lot of people who have trouble with color blindness. I'm having trouble with the color puzzles myself, but yeah, on top of the color thing, there's people like me who have trouble with the audio puzzles. This is why you don't really see a ton of audio. Let's see. So I'm trying to watch somebody else's Let's Play. Here we go. We're at the right solution. If he finds the solution. 'Course, I'm just watching somebody else's Let's Play, so perhaps he won't find the solution at all. Let's see. 30 seconds left on this video. He's not gonna find the solution. I'm not gonna find the solution. Next video. I have a ding, ding, and then what, a silence. And then dun dun dun. "30 more seconds on this video. See if if the person I'm watching just somehow magically wanders into the solution." Nope. He just runs away. And I think I have to do the same, don't I? Just sitting here. This is not entertaining. This, then this. The colors don't mean anything. So if we look here, that almost looks like a grid solution. But what's the secret there? If we look here, that looks like a puzzle too. I don't think it is. Could that be the solution? So this is a combination of two parts. Let's see, ding, ding. A low whistle. Explains why we were hearing all this sound. Drop. Drip. And then drop. Well, that's not gonna work. There's no way for me to get this. First. Let's talk about that, yeah. If this one, drip, drop, drip, and then drop. Let's see. Do I want to leave? It's only been 30 minutes and see. There we go. Looks like I might have a solution here. Finally. There we go. There we go. Sorry. So it's this and then up here to get, I guess, this one? No. For whatever reason. Then and then. Let's see. No, it's this one. And then this. So that's the big pink and the little pink. And then it's down this way and this way. I have no clue why that is the solution. Here, let's look at it. So if we were to just draw, it's going, this line is going to go on this side all the way here, hit this one first, then go up here, hit this one, and then hit this one. No, because you're right here, and then it goes down this way. Why it goes this way, I don't know, but then it comes all the way back this way, probably for no real reason. You probably could have solved it without doing that part. And then it comes all the way here. So why did it take the big pink one, then the small pink one, and then the black two ones were separated and they were gotten, I think, at about the same point? I don't know. Not a bit of it makes any sense. Whatever. Here's the safe that just unfolds. I don't think there's any other perception puzzles in here or anything like that. So we've got another thing, time to bring out my camera, and then we'll actually get into some gameplay. So the problem now is that final challenge. I don't know how much of that I'm even going to be able to show on screen. Really. There, I've got the picture, because if it is like 7 minutes to solve what is the equivalent of like 13 puzzles, and any of the puzzles, just, I'm guessing 13 too, any of the puzzles at all. So all of the video puzzles rooms that we found have been mergers of 2 of them. There's 6 of them. That makes sense. They seem like they're all kind of in the middle of things. So to be able to open the door, you have to understand a couple of things, a couple different concepts. To find it, you have to be between two different other locations. I want to run to the desert now. Let's try to make as much time. Again, I must apologize. That was just awful. Sitting here, just trying to figure those puzzles out. I should have done a more professional thing, I guess, and just skipped it. That's kind of where we're getting with a lot of this, is that it stops being a entertaining thing. This is realistic, though. This is your realistic example of what you're going to experience at this level of the witness, at having 486 plus 70 pieces. Alright. So I have an idea. If we can just run around here to the desert. In a lot of ways, I think we've also finished significant portions of this area. So, here we have the lights that were in the hallways into the area where the elevator comes up. Well, we know there's a section further, and it's right here in this laser. So if we just continue following these holes, it's going to, hopefully, unless it veers off, tell us where the entrance might be to that section, because that section is quite weird and questionable. Like, and where does it go? It goes right in here, which is kind of what we already knew. Let's see. What happens if we turn this the other way? There's no real reason why we would want the things to stop spinning, I don't think. Are there... This looks like the cave entrance and all of that too. And then that section kind of looks like the desert. And then this section feels very much like it. Now when I look here and try to see like the screen, yeah, that I can't see the screen here at all. Would there be any secret interaction, any point in this area? Oops. Even simple puzzles like this. There's lights on this. This door is open by default. When we look down this hallway, I'm not seeing anything that looks like we have a whole pathway that feels like it might be up there, but I don't know how we get there. So we're looking at all these lights. These feel like screens. These doors are right against the wall. Makes me kind of wonder. As we work our way up here. So some way I can make a black circle. I've never seen a dark black circle. And this dumps me out over here. There's something we're missing here. It's not, I don't really buy that we're supposed to solve that final challenge room and that's gonna open a couple extra doorways. I have a hard time believing that. Let's see. Have a considerable amount of perception puzzles in this direction. Wait, that direction? Yeah, there's still, I guess, quite a few in the very first area. Alright. This puts me right here. Between there and there. The other doorway is some in between. There's some in between something or other. Yeah, it has to be. This way. There must be some roundabout way to reach. This doesn't make a lot of sense. It just does not. We're right here. This is the movie theater. And the doorway is this way. Right? Or that way. There's just something I'm missing. Entire sections of this city must be missing something. Here. Like, we found this. Sound puzzle room. I'm not gonna mess with that. Is this a forest maze thing? Doesn't look like it. And we solved a couple of puzzles in here that are just, they're just puzzles though, they look like. Is there an alleyway or something? flickering lantern. What am I supposed to learn from a flickering lantern? Let's look on the outside of these buildings. Make sure we didn't find any voice recorders, we don't find any, well, anything. Anything is up for grabs, I suppose. Is this all just the challenge room, though? Is that really all there is to it? I can't believe that, though. Unless the challenge room has a secret doorway to every single area. Which it might. I mean, if I was making a game like this, I would certainly do that. And I don't have to actually do the challenge, if that's the case. I just have to get in the room. That would be nice. That would be nice if there was some more ways in there. But you know what I think I'm gonna do? So, as a YouTuber, people claim video content all the time. Whether they own it or not, you never know. And we're gonna put in all the codes. So just the rest of this episode is gonna be me playing with those things and looking at them. I'm gonna try and not sit here and just be stagnant while the videos are playing, but I may very well just be stagnant. So we have all of them. We have 5 out of 6 of them. And I have the walkthrough, let's see, right here, as far as the others. So, let's put them in. We already know what number 1 and number 2 are. And we know number 2 is incredibly long and for sure will get me content ID'd and, well, let's see. So, number 3 is, where does this begin? I guess this.
And so, by a backhanded, upside-down argument, was predicted that there is in carbon a level of 7.82 millimoles. And then experiments in the laboratory with carbon show indeed that there is. And therefore, the existence in the world of all these other elements is very closely related to the fact that there is this particular level in carbon. But the position of this particular level in carbon seems to us, after knowing the physical laws, to be a very complicated accident of 12 complicated particles interacting. So I wish to illustrate by this example that an understanding of the physical laws doesn't give you an understanding in a sense of understanding significance of the world in any way. The details of real experience are very far often from the fundamental laws. There are, in a way of speaking in the world, we have a way of discussing the world which you could call, we discuss it at various hierarchies or levels. Now, I don't mean to be very precise, there's a level, there's another level, and another level, but I will indicate by describing a set of ideas to you, just one after the other, what I mean by hierarchies of ideas. For example, at one end, we have the fundamental laws of physics. Then we invent other terms for concepts which are approximate, who have, we believe, the
there was
ultimate
a circle
explanation
here,
in
I
terms of the
missed
fundamental
it.
laws. For instance, heat.
Turns
Heat is
out
supposed to be the jiggling,
this
and it's just a
walkthrough
word
doesn't
for
have the
a hot thing,
solution
is
for
just a
that
word
final
for a
puzzle.
mass of atoms which are jiggling. For
So
that,
we are only
fundamentally,
going
we
to
can
see
think
the
of
ones
atoms
we have
jiggling.
actually done.
But for a while, if we're talking about heat, we sometimes forget about the atoms jiggling. Just like when we talk about the glacier, we don't always think of the hexagonal ice snowflakes which originally fell. Another example of the same thing is a salt crystal. Looked at fundamentally, it's a lot of protons, neutrons,
Have there
and
been any
electrons.
secret
But
words
we
in
have
the
this
dialogue?
concept, salt crystal, which carries a whole pattern already of fundamental interactions, or idea like pressure. Now, if we go higher up from this, in another level, we have properties of substances like refractive index, how light is bent when it goes through something, or surface tension, the fact that the water tends to pull itself together, is described by a number. I remind you that we have to go through several laws down to find out that it's the pull of the atoms and so on, but we still say surface tension, and don't worry when we're discussing surface tension of the inner workings, always. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Go
So
on,
this was
up
just like
in the
a
hierarchy.
a
With the water, we have the
probably
waves, and we have
not
something like a
copyrighted
storm. We have a word for storm,
speech
which
from some
represents an
college
enormous
professor.
mass of phenomena.
Although a lot
Or
of
sunspot,
stuff made by
or
college
star,
professors is copyrighted by
which is an
default by the
accumulation of things.
universities.
And it's not worthwhile always to think of it way back. In fact, we can't, because the higher up
But
we
when
go,
we're not
we have too many
seeing
steps in
anything
between, each one of which is a
on the
little weak. We
board,
haven't
and
thought them all through yet.
for what the times I've
If we
been
go
paying
up in this
attention,
hierarchy
I don't
of
see any
complexity,
circles or
we get to
anything
things like frog,
to do.
or nerve impulse. Which
But I
you see is
imagine
an
there
enormously
probably is
complicated thing in the
something
physical world,
hidden
involving
in
an
at least half of
organization
these.
of matter in a very elaborate complexity. And then we go on, we come to things, words, and concepts like man and history, or political expediency, and so forth, which is a series of concepts that we use to understand things at an ever higher level.
I should just
And
fast
going on,
forward
we
through
come
all
to
this.
things like evil and beauty and hope. Now, which end is nearer to the ultimate creator, or the ultimate? So if I make a religious metaphor,
Like he's
which
just
end is
walking
nearer to
back
God?
and forth.
Beauty and hope, or the fundamental laws? I think that
I don't
the
think
right
there's
way
going
of
to be a
thought is
shadow
say
to click
that the
on.
whole structural interconnections of
There was
the
like a
thing,
circle far
is
over
the
there
thing
on the
that we have
right,
to look at.
but
And that the sequence of hierarchy, that all the sciences and all the efforts, not just the sciences, but all the efforts of intellectual kind, are to see the connections of the hierarchies is to connect beauty to history, is to connect history to man's psychology, the man's psychology to the working of the brain to the neural impulse to the chemistry, and so forth, up and down, both ways. And today we cannot, and there's no use making believe we can, draw carefully a line all the way from one end of this thing to the other.
I'm
In
paying
fact, we've just
attention to
begun
what's on
see
the board
that
just
there
in
is
case
this
that might
relative
be
hierarchy.
secretly changing every time he
And
walks
so I
away
don't think
from
either
it.
end is nearer to God's. And it's to stand at either end,
But I'm not listening
and
to
to
what
walk
he's
out
saying. This
off the
is
end of the
just
pier only, hoping out in that direction as
this
the
is
complete
just ridiculous.
understanding is a mistake.
I think the
And
walking
to
back
stand
and forth
with evil and beauty and hope,
was what they were looking for in these
or
videos.
to stand with the fundamental laws, hoping
So that
that
the
way
camera
to get
would
a deep
change.
understanding of the whole
Usually
world.
you
With
don't
that
do
aspect
this.
alone is a mistake.
If he was giving a speech,
And it
they'd
is
tell
not
him
sensible
specifically
either
not
for
to
the ones
walk
who
back and
specialize
forth,
at one end,
or the
and the
cameraman
ones
would
who
not bother
specialize at the other end,
to pan.
to have such disregard for each other. They don't, actually, but the people say they do. So. But that actually the great mass of workers in between, connecting one step to another,
things aren't even
are improving
short.
all the time our understanding of the world, both from working at the ends and working in the middle. And in that way, we are gradually understanding this connection, this tremendous world of interconnecting hierarchies.
If you expected science to give all the answers to the one,
And here it just changes completely.
where we're going, what the meaning of the universe is, and so on, then I think you could easily become disillusioned and then look for some mystic answer to these problems. How a scientist can take a mystic answer, I don't know, because the whole spirit is to understand. Well, never mind that. I don't understand that. But anyhow, if you think of it, though, the way I think of what we're doing is we're exploring. We're trying to find out as much
So
as
we
we
just
can
got
about
to
the
a
world.
second video
People
that
say to me, "Are you looking
is
for the
very
ultimate,
easily, this is going to be as
laws of
long, if not
physics?"
longer, than
No,
the
I'm not.
first
I'm
video.
just looking to find out more about the world. And if it turns out there is a simple
Was
ultimate
this
law
the
that
same
explains
guy
everything,
that was
so
talking
be it. That
before,
would be
years
very nice to
later?
discover. If it turns out
Maybe.
it's like an onion with millions of layers and we're just sick and tired of looking at the layers, then that's the way it is. But whatever way it comes out, its nature is there, and she's going to come out the way she is. And therefore, when we go to investigate it, we shouldn't pre-decide what it is we're trying to do, except to find out more about it. If you said, but your problem is, why do you find out more about it? If you thought
to
that
get
you
the
were trying to
perception
find out more
puzzle
about it,
in
you
the
should
video
get an answer
that
to
we saw
something.
before, we've
Deep
got to be
philosophical
on
question.
that top
You may
or
be
after.
wrong. It may be that you can't get an answer to that particular question. by
There's
finding out
no
more
question
about the
there.
character of nature. But I don't look at it. My interest in science is to simply find out about the world, and the more I find out, the better it is. I like to find out. There are very remarkable mysteries about the fact that we're able to do so many more things than apparently animals can do, and other
This
questions
almost
like that.
looks like a
But those
puzzle.
are mysteries I want to investigate without knowing the answer to them. And so altogether, I can't believe the special stories that have been made up
I haven't seen any
about our
keywords
relationship to the universe at large,
in the
because
dialogue.
they seem
There
to
are
be
dashes and pauses.
too simple, too connected, too local, too provincial. The earth, he came to the earth. One of the aspects of God came to the earth.
Are the
mind you.
dashes
And look at
perhaps
what's out there. How can it isn't in proportion.
perhaps where the underlined words are
Anyway, it's no use arguing. I can't argue it. I'm just trying to tell you
where you're supposed to put the
why
other
scientific
words?
views that I have do have some effect on my.
Maybe.
It also,
But again,
another
that's just a crazy
has to do with the
thing
question,
you'd
how do you
have
find
to
out if
do.
something's true?
We'd
And
have to find
if you
every
have
single
all these
audio
theories of
log,
the
which
different
explains
religions
why
have
there's
all
so
different
few
theories about
now.
the thing,
But we'd have to
then you
find
begin
all
to
of them.
wonder. Once you start
We'd have to
doubting,
write
just
down
like you're
every
supposed
word
to
that's
doubt. You asked me
underlined.
if
Might as well
science
write
true. I
down
said,
every
no,
word,
we don't know
period.
it's true. We're trying to find out. Everything is possibly wrong.
We of course could
Start out
maybe
understanding
get that
religion by saying
information out of
everything
the
is possibly wrong. Let
game
us see.
itself if we tried to
As soon
hack
as you
it
do that, you
apart or
start
somebody else
sliding
did
down an
that.
edge, which is hard to recover from.
And then
And so
everywhere there
when
was a
with the
dash in
scientific
the
view,
subtitle
my
stuff.
view that we should look to see what's
Perhaps
true and what
try and
maybe
combine those.
may not be true. Once you start
It really
doubting,
wouldn't actually be that
which I
hard
think to
for
me is a
somebody
very
to,
fundamental part of
if
my
they can get to the subtitle
soul is
files,
to doubt
and
and to ask. And when you doubt and ask,
they
it gets a
they
little
would
harder
have the text to work
to
with.
believe. You
But
see,
if people are playing without the
one thing
subtitles,
is I can live with doubt and uncertainty
and
and not
it makes
knowing.
no sense.
I think it's
Every time you
much
start a
more
new game,
interesting
subtitles goes
to
off
live not knowing
intentionally
than have answers
to
which
stop
might
you
be
from
wrong.
seeing that.
I have
when they
approximate
really should be
answers and
on.
possible beliefs and different degrees of certainty about different things, but I'm not absolutely sure of anything. And
This
then
is
many
just-
things I don't know anything about, such
it's
as
just
whether
talk.
it means anything to ask, why we're here.
It's
And
all
what the
just talk.
question might mean. I might
There's
think about it a little bit.
no
If I
way in
can't
my
figure it
mind
out, then I go
all
for
this
something
stuff
else.
we've heard
But I don't have
integrate
to know an answer. I don't have
together
I don't feel
for a
frightened by
concise
not
and
knowing
consistent story.
by being lost in the mysterious
We
universe
just
without having
assume-
any purpose, which is
Right
the
now, I
purpose. It
assume
is,
all
as
of
far as
these
I can tell,
videos
possible.
and all the
It doesn't
things
frighten
that
me.
are being put in this world are just kind of like some auto-learning software. So, like, this is some kind of an attempt to create a world where they automatically learn everything without doing the things that we need to do. Let's see. Next one is, well, next one I'm going to do is this one. I don't know if it is the next one or not. So we have found all of these things. Did we do it legitimately? No, we cheated. This is the last one.
So it's absolutely simple what I have to say to you. It's what my teacher said to me.
We're gonna go a little long
And
here.
I'm still deeply discovering the reverberation of that. And it's simply stop looking for what you want.
Is that the
Not
response?
cynically stop looking for what you want. Because there's a way of stopping looking for what you want in resignation and cynicism and closing down. But innocently, openly, stop looking for what you want in this moment. Not tomorrow when you have it. But in this moment, to take one moment, whatever it is you want, however mundane or profound, and just stop looking for it. And you will find more than what you could ever want. Because more than what can be wanted is already who you are.
Sounds like
Too
hogwash
simple
to
be
me.
grasped.
Too simple to be grasped.
Absolutely, completely realizable.
These are just contradiction
If,
words.
and it is a huge if, of course,
I wonder if the
you are
the
willing
real
to give
theme
up your
of
hope
the witness is
that what you want will
don't
be
listen to
found in the next
hogwash
thought,
mentality.
or the next activity, or the next day,
And these are just examples trying
or the
to
next man,
teach
or
people
the next
not to
woman,
fall for these things.
or the next teaching, or the next experience. So that's huge. That's the challenge. And I've blessedly traveled to Australia to challenge you
I have no idea who this
in
person
that
is.
direction, that directionless direction.
I've been so down on so many elements of
It's so
this.
simple that it has to be said over and over
It's so long.
because it just
Look,
slips right
like,
by.
as this
It's
plays,
said over and over and in enough ways, and
it's
then
going
not
here.
said. It can just be revealed.
And it's just,
Not as something
the longer
new,
the line, the slower this
but as something
empties.
absolutely fresh. Not new, but fresh.
So this one in particular was about the longest video
Who you
possible.
are is not new.
And some of
but
these
it's always fresh.
solutions, I probably could brute force it pretty
Who you
easily.
think you are is old and dead.
Let's do something here. Ah!
Squeeze some light.
So we now know how to do that perception puzzle.
Is that clear? That's really the basis of what I have to say.
So you get a little bit of an echo here. It seems like the wall is backwards.
It's not a belief system. It's not a way to live your life. It's not a should stop.
Maybe there is
It's not an
some
if you stop, you will.
something like for the audio. If you ran really far this way.
Investigate for yourself without believing it.
Yeah, I'm so not. Like by the time you're this far away.
Just to investigate for yourself what is here when I stop trying to get
So it almost feels like this
How much of
connects
that
even
is-
further. Where does this finally end? I have no idea.
And then the question, am I willing to trust that? And then the challenges get very big. But we'll get to that later.
She's just talking soft-spokely.
Any
And then it
questions
comes
about
back.
what I just said? Want me to say it again?
And she starts saying it again. In the middle of this video.
In the way you imagine what you want. And it's that imagination itself that keeps you from discovering that you already are everything you want. So if you just take this
What would be terrifying is if
as an
this was supposed to be
experiment
some kind of virtual reality
to give
depression
up
treatment,
any imagination, any
and they're just
image
filling people's heads
of
with
what
this
you need to be
garbage.
totally fulfilled.
But
Just give it up. It's just an image.
if we get too far away, the subtitles go away.
Worldly thought, relationship thought.
Like, you get far enough away. And so that's kind of how we know there's a bubble programmed in here to get the...
Unimagined. How's that? Good. Good.
So we know what this is. Alright, so this really, like... Here. See, I think this is gonna work when this video starts playing. A little bit, there we go. Starting to see it. Starting to see it. Here we go. There we go. So the question, of course, is this any way we could connect a video between these? Because it feels like, look at that, feels like something here would connect right back here. So if we do something like
know what it is? It's a bunch of it goes to build up a worm or a geranium or you. This stuff's easier to take, isn't it?
these things are reflected.
It's hard to take because it removes
reassuring crutches in ideology and leaves only what tends to be true that way.
and the reason why so many people are throwing away these books.
And see that puzzle did kind of indicate that.
What happens to their lives?
So let's see,
More
what
freedom to develop their abilities to the
does this one look like?
And so, by a backhanded, upside-down argument, was predicted that there is in carbon a level of 7.82 million moles. And then experiments in the laboratory with carbon show indeed that there is. And therefore, the existence in the world of all these other elements is very closely related to the fact that there is this particular level in carbon.
It feels like maybe the chalkboard there is showing us something here each time he walks back and forth.
An understanding of the physical laws doesn't give you an understanding in a sense of an understanding significance of the world. The details of real experience are very far off from the fundamental laws. There are, in a way of speaking, in the world, we have a right to discuss in the world.
See, it gives us like a dark.
Level. Now, I don't mean to be very defiant.
Why did the audio?
Another level. But I will indicate by describing a set of ideas to you, just one after the other, what I mean by hierarchy.
Why this speaker
of
here?
Ideas. For example, at one end, we have the fundamental laws of physics. Then we invent other terms for concepts which are approximate, who have, we believe, the ultimate explanation in terms of the fundamental laws. For instance,
It's very strange.
heat is supposed to be the jiggling, and it's just a word for a hot thing, and it's a word for a mass of atoms which are jiggling.
That we know right here.
But for a while, if we're talking about heat, we sometimes forget about the atom jiggling. Just like when we talk about the
So that intentionally
hexagonal ice
is
snowflakes
set to
which
do
originally
that,
fell.
and then but if we go here,
What I have to say to you. It's what my teacher said to me. And I'm still deeply discovering the reverberation of that. And it's simply stop looking for what you want.
look up here, here's a puzzle.
And cynically stop for what you want. Because there's a way of stopping looking for what you want in resignation and cynicism and closing down. But innocently, openly, stop looking for what you want in this moment, not tomorrow when you have it, but in this moment, to take one.
Yeah, I don't think I can get that puzzle solved here.
However mundane or profound, and stop looking for it.
Like right here. That totally feels like a circle.
More than what you could
But
ever want.
to see this circle,
Because more than what can be wanted is already who you are. It's too simple to be grasped, but absolutely, completely realizable. If, and it is a huge if, of course, you're willing to give up your hope.
I don't think there's anything white that would make a circle there.
Or the next day, or the next man, or the next woman.
Maybe I have to look at it from the bottom down. Anyways, let's put in the final one that we've collected
That's the challenge.
now.
And I've blessedly traveled to Australia to challenge you in that direction, that directionless direction. It's so simple that it has to be said over and over. Because it just
I didn't
slips
put
right
that in
behind
right,
the
I
mind.
guess.
And if it's said over and over and in
No, I
enough
didn't.
ways and then not said, it can just be revealed. Not as something new, but as something absolutely fresh. Not new, but fresh. Who you are is not new. How's that? Good. Good.
So I have to wait for it to turn off, I believe. And then let's try this again. Let me refer to my own pictures instead of the websites. This way, it says. And let's see. I guess it goes up there. Didn't input it right. So this is the ones we've got. This guy's just sitting here silently. Slight tint on the color.
Open, empty, luminous presence of awareness.
This knocks the plant out and the...
Open. Because you say yes unconditionally and indiscriminately to all appearances of the mind, body, and world. Like empty space, you have no mechanism.
Maybe there was only
within you
one perception
resist
puzzle in all of the
any
videos.
appearance.
Wouldn't surprise me.
We
They
don't
just
have to make
put
this the case. It is
5 others in there that
already
were just
the
as
case.
boring and long for no reason as red herrings.
Empty. Because although you, I, this aware presence, is aware of thoughts, sensations, and perceptions, it is not made out of a thought, a sensation, or a perception.
Walking back this way doesn't make sense. It just feels like this blue screen. How much of this is left? A long time.
Because just like the sun, relatively speaking, that renders all objects seeable. So you, I, this open, empty presence, renders all experience knowable.
Like, this darkness makes sense, but
In fact,
where do we get this darkness to
you
start?
don't really see objects, relatively speaking, illumined by the sun. You just see reflected modulation of the sun's light.
From the angles we
There's a
can see,
multiplicity and diversity of color.
it feels like you
In the
could
same way,
make a circle
we don't
here.
really know the objects, the mind, body, and the world. We just know our knowing of them. All we know, all that is known, is the knowing.
If there was a black circle right here, then that would go up there. But at that point, it ends. This almost looks like a black circle. Right there.
Of our own knowing presence, modulating itself in the form of thinking, sensing, and perceiving, and seeming to become a mind, a body, and a world.
This totally looks
We
like
never
there'd be
actually
one
know
here.
a
Totally
mind,
looks
a
like there'd
body,
be one
and the
here.
world as they are normally conceived. We just know our knowing of them.
And every time we run back around here, the question is,
The only substance of our experience is ourself. In other words, we know ourself alone. Awareness knows nothing other than itself.
this guy's just sitting here rambling on.
Be knowingly this open, empty, luminous presence of awareness.
They're so
We don't need to do anything special
boring.
to make this happen. Above all, we don't have to manipulate the mind in any way whatsoever to be this presence of awareness.
Wouldn't it be weird if
This
there's a
presence of
railroad,
awareness,
like a
which is simply
minecart, and that's what this
ourself,
sends
what
us
we
down?
refer to when we say I.
Let's go
is
that way
ever
next
present.
time we're up in the city. He's just sitting there.
Just check this in your own experience. Nothing that I am saying this evening, there is nothing that cannot be checked in your own direct experience right now. I
What
bring
about
no
this
special
green
knowledge
doorway?
to this meeting. I don't have a store of knowledge
Or
which I am disseminating.
here's a yellow
just
circle.
within the limits of language, trying to describe the current experience.
Did any of them
Ask
have
yourself,
a
do I
yellow
know anything
background?
other than now? Try
This guy's just
to experience the not now.
still talking.
Try first to experience
He's still
past.
talking.
It's easy to experience a thought about the past.
If this was a co-op
about
game,
the
wouldn't it be
actual
cool
past
if you
to
could
which this
like
thought
change your
refers?
your partner's
Try to
appearance?
experience that.
That way, he could stand right here and make the circle and do
Can you
that.
step into the past? Can you go 1 second
That would be
into
some
the past?
major
or
co-op
1 second
requirements.
into the future? Thought can go there. But what about you?
So, yeah, this feels like a blue screen. Is there anything the blue screen connects with? Is there anything blue
Your
in any of this area? The blue sun, the blue sky.
are never experienced.
But
And if the past and the future are never actually experienced, they are only
it's not
thought
even
about.
like halfway done.
And that thought about the past and the future is always now.
If these things were
If
like,
this
if
past
I had a
and future are never
green-
experienced, what does that say about time?
like a green solution right there.
Time is a movement between a non-existent past towards a non-existent future.
Well, if I
It's a
had
theory.
some way of
A necessary and valid
adjusting
theory.
the
but a theory
colors
that
on
doesn't
this,
refer to the reality of our
if that was part of the trick, that you came
time. When I say no
really far from here,
awareness,
or if you could use this glass to filter some things, that would be cool. We just have purple, and reflected, then we have blue.
off the plane from London.
I suppose if you're forced to be in an area, if you're just stuck in an area like this, and you're forced to think about things, you might start seeing solutions. Might start seeing some perception puzzles, but But like, on the other hand, you might just be sitting here waiting for somebody to stop talking. I'm usually not this rude either about in-game footage and cutscenes and such, but these are incredibly long. Just incredibly long. There's a slight reflection showing up on the...
I had never left London. London had left me.
A lot of these are just like, I think,
got onto an
British
airplane.
because I think the creator
A flow of sensations and perceptions that thought
British
abstracts and calls
that
a
only
body
makes things
in
worse.
an airplane flowed through me. And I never arrived in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. arrived in me, or at least the cluster of perceptions that thought calls Washington, D.C. arrived in me.
We can see a
In the
couple
same
of
way,
these.
nobody ever walked into this room, and nobody is sitting on a chair, and nobody is listening to a
So I'm gonna have to play with these videos myself, just off screen.
colorful
But
flow
I think
of sensations and perceptions
it's not gonna be that much work
appears in
as I
awareness.
knock this.
But awareness never goes anywhere or does anything. It is always here and now, not here a place and now a time. Here, this dimensionless, now this timeless presence of our own being. That
I just
is
have
our
no
experience,
tolerance for this gibberish.
whether we recognize it or not.
I have no tolerance for this gibberish at all. And it's not like I'm trying to avoid the film because of YouTube Content ID at this
May
point.
feel a little
If that
rebellious
happens, it's
when it
gonna
hears
happen.
this.
I'm just trying to avoid this because I'm
It may say
bored.
Yes, yes, that's true.
At least with the puzzles,
There is
I
an
had something to
undeniable
do.
continuity to my experience. And this undeniable continuity would seem to be evidence of time. Where does this felt sense of continuity come from? All we know of the mind is the current thought.
Nothing is visually changed at all with these puzzles. With this.
The body
Still
is
have
known
an
through
incredibly long
sensation.
amount of time. So there probably
And
is
all
something
sensations are
here
intermittent.
at the end.
All we know of the world is perception, that is, sights, sounds, tastes, textures, and smells. In fact, nobody has ever experienced a world as such, a world as it is normally conceived to be. We just know
Look,
the
if
current
somebody's
perception,
gonna get in the dialogue,
and all perception
the
is
code
intermittent.
and get that, it's not gonna be us. It's not gonna be me.
So
Let's
if the
rewind this and just see. Like for a brief second, it flickers.
intimate substance called myself. And what about this room? Thought says, I, the inside self in here, sees the room, the outside world, out there. But what does experience say?
Did his shirt change?
Is the experience of seeing. Remove seeing, and the room vanishes. In other words, you don't know a room. You just know the experience.
Remove seeing and the room vanishes? Really?
Does seeing take place 5, 10, 15 meters away from yourself? Or is seeing
It's like blue.
to the experience of seeing. One part that sees, and another part that is seen. Or is it just one?
So if I go over here to the settings, there's no like brightness or anything.
Seamless, intimate substance.
So how do I remove seeing in a game?
And what is the name, the common name we give to the absolute intimacy of all experience? It is called love.
Like,
In the background of experience that has to be sought, shining in full view at the heart of all experience. In fact, experience is made out of this substance called peace or happiness.
it would have to be a pretty solid color. It's still going. Look here. So we got a big black square. Great. And a big blue square. Great. And when we look over here, does this help solve any solutions to any puzzle? Not really. I know we're going long.
Of all experience,
Let's see.
the substance.
He picks up something for like a second.
This current experience about ourselves.
He picks up a glass and drinks water. There was something about that when on his arm. And it briefly flickers. Is it playing? Like when he does that, it does kind of look like something's there, but
What can we know for certain?
how many perception puzzles are hidden in these? Was this like the beginning of the creation of this game? It's like,
What else can we say about ourselves from our
nope, I don't see anything.
Which means right now, what can we know for certain about ourselves? Not
So we're gonna quickly wrap up and see.
Amino acids. The stuff that goes to build up a worm, or a geranium, or you. This stuff's easy to take. Understand it.
There we go.
This scientific knowledge is hard to take because it removes the reassuring crutches of ideology and leaves only what is demonstrably true.
So we got something from that one.
Stories that have been made up about our relationship to the universe at large, because they seem to be too simple, too connected, too local, too provincial. The earth, he came to the earth. One of the aspects of God came to the earth, mind you. And look at what's out there.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me think there's anything more on that. So we found this one. We found this one. We haven't found this one. And like this is just straight blue.
It's what my teacher said to me. And I'm still discovering the reverberation of that. And it's placed.
Would there be something that works with blue? I'm not seeing anything that would work with blue. Like, do you have to get way back that far? I don't think with this video. And when we go back and look here, nothing changes there. Let's see. Same is true for this. If we just get like really, really far back. Does that, for an instance, help us? No. And then this one. I don't think the black and white thing is gonna help.
Both from working at the end and working in the middle.
Black screen. And then from here, doesn't look like anything's gonna match. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was 3 in the middle ones, and we are missing this middle one too. Like, when you start going up here, it doesn't seem to work. There's a top to the screen that seems to not.
Nature is there, and she's going to come out the way she is.
Interesting.
And therefore, when we go to investigate it,
This one is blackness up here.
What can be wanted is
That one's blackness. Let's see. That one's blackness.
It's just a word for a hot thing is just a word. We should think of the atom sequence. But for a while, we're talking about heat, we sometimes forget about the atom sequence. Just like when we talk about the glacier, we don't always think.
And that's great and all.
Another example of the same thing, they saw crystals. Look at fundamentally.
But we need like a gray.
Concept salt crystal, which carries a whole pattern already.
And we would need something that connected to that. Interesting.
Light is bent when it goes through something, or surface tension.
Are interpretations of the world. And the world he's talking about. second-hand views of the world, made third-hand by your interpretation of them. Things like that. As opposed to this.
Only 2 of those.
It's a bunch of amino acids. The stuff
Only 2 of those would work. It seems like.
Understandable. Got people in it. This scientific knowledge is hard to take because it removes the reassuring crutches of opinion, ideology, and leaves only what is demonstrably true about the world.
See, if...
And the reason why so many people may be thinking about throwing away those crutches is because,
if there was something
thanks
here,
to science and technology, they have begun to know
then
that they don't know so much, and that if they are to have more say in what happens to their lives, more freedom to develop their abilities to the full, they have to be helped
it would
towards
go
that
here,
knowledge that they know exists and that they don't
and
possess.
then change,
And by
and
help
then go
towards that
down
knowledge, I
here.
don't mean give everybody
So we need black on the left.
start. No, I mean trying to find
And white on the right. That would be...
Why we're here.
Yeah, there's nothing I don't buy for a second that... I mean, that would be black on top and white, but... We've already found the thing there. That's blue on the left and on that. And this is blue everywhere.
That's what my teacher
So it
said
just
to me.
doesn't seem like that would work.
And I'm still deeply discovering the reverberation of that. And it's simply stop.
But
looking
furthermore, I
for what
don't
you want.
see what, like how you could get a yellow.
Not cynically
There.
stop looking.
Not that one.
But whatever way it comes out, its nature is there, and she's going to come out the way she is. And therefore,
Like, unless
we
it's
go
his
to
head.
investigator, we shouldn't pre-decide what it is we're trying to do.
And
except to find
that
out
wouldn't
more
make any
about it.
sense.
If you say, but
Anywho,
why do you find it?
so that's video puzzles. And that's where we're gonna have to leave the video puzzles, I bet, for the rest of this playthrough. We have 489 things solved. It's been nearly 2 hours on this video. It's been 1 hour and 50 minutes. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. We'll see if we can get that final one or not, but I'm not sure. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. And if you want to, and if you would be so kind, please friend and follow me on all the social media sites down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.